Welcome to Fit Over 50. I'm Cory, I'm 57, and I'm thrilled to join you in your lifetime of fitness. Boxing is all about the feet, so let's start there. I warmed up a little bit, I stretched, and let's get started. Today's going to be a pure technique workout, physically low intensity, but mentally high focus. With the feet, start with shoulder width. If you're left-handed, just do everything in reverse. But I'm right-handed, so my right foot is going to come back. I should say most people want to put their right foot off to a 90-degree angle. And what that does, if you're my opponent, that takes your power from here to here. So to make a biomechanically correct stance, we want our back foot to be pointed at our opponent or close to it. To take that a step further, bring your knees and feet in, leave your feet in, and bring your knees out. So leave your feet in, so feet and knees, feet remain in, and your knees come back out and go slightly forward. That creates an incredible springing effect where you can move in any direction quickly, be super elusive, and add to having your punches come off correctly. As we move up, we want to tighten up our abs and have some of the air out of our lungs ready to exhale with every punch. But you want to do it without an audible exhale. You want to just do it swift, silent, and deadly. And if you're audibly going like that all the time, you're telegraphing a little bit. So you want to just do it quietly. Then our hands, of course, are up, elbows in. The hand position, actually be careful, you want this straight and cocked in a little bit. So your hands cocked, your wrists cocked in a little bit, but still straight this way and hitting with your first two knuckles. Chin down to create more of a biomechanical effect for your punches to come off correctly. Then you want your punches to break off. You don't want to throw your punches wildly. You want them to break off in a distinct endpoint without hyperextending your elbow. So we're going to work on two punches today. It's going to be the jab and the right. So to slow that down, the jab, we just kind of step and break it off, and it just comes straight out. The right, you're screwing yourself into the ground. Now if we do both in one position, your left foot comes up, then right foot. Left heel, right heel, left heel, right heel. Now what I just did, I did my jab like that. You want to stay forward. You want to kind of stay in there. If anything, go forward. And if you guys can just get this motion going, but again, I'm kind of screwing up. You want to stay forward and not do any of that. So again, screw in, step out, screw in, and with each movement you're setting up the next one. So again, we're just going nice and slow, breaking off. Now our power comes from the core, but that break off comes from our foot. So when we break that off, I can feel it in my foot. We're actually just crushing right into our target. So if we're swinging, that of course has some effect, but if we're breaking off and we're connected, that's how you knock people out. So let's just do a couple jabs. Now we'll get into this in future videos, but if you're going to be training on the bag, you definitely want to wrap your hands and have gloves. And if you don't, you want to just hit the bag super gently. But again, our body is somewhat relaxed. We're tight in the stomach, and we have this effect with our legs. And we're just going to jab. So just get a flow for that. Get a flow for the right. Right back. The heel goes down and up. And then to put them together, we just work our feet, stay connected, and break that punch off. Power from the core, from the abs, air out of the lungs and connected with the rear foot. So that is the two most important, most basic punches. To hit this bag, sometimes I'll do it with wraps and gloves, sometimes just wraps. But this gives a lot, unlike a heavy bag. So just get a nice flow with the jab, with the right, just a nice flow. Again, try to remain loose and relaxed. If you start losing it like I just kind of did, you want to just shake it off and just get back tight here, good technique here, and boom. Right into a jab, and right into a right. Or we can do both. And just keep it relaxed. And just chilling, relaxed, working on that good technique, activating your core, and really watching the feet. And then that 2 punches ago, I kind of punched one like that, but that was accidentally wrong. You want to in and back, in and back, in and back. So don't hesitate to slow it down, 1 punch at a time, and then move into 1, 2. Future videos we're going to get into 1, 2, 3. But you'll find if you watch professional boxing and look at the best boxers, you know, they're loose, relaxed, good technique always. And when they do their technique, it's boom, boom, and you have that break off. The feet are right. Probably the best example of this is Alexis Arguello. So check him out. He is always in position. So when you're always in position, not only are your punches always going to come off correctly, or at least a good start for that, but also your defense is going to be incredible, because if my hands are up, I'm in good position, you know, I can generally pretty easily pick stuff off. It's when I get out of position that everything goes wrong. So just a few more. We'll finish up with a stretch that's pretty critical, especially if you're over 50, but under 52. And let's go right into that. So that is the dynamic hamstring. I'll usually do about 20 of these. You want to go slow, feel it, and down. So I'm going to switch. I'm just going to do 5, but generally do about 20. And you can feel it. You want to go right up to the point where you feel the stretch everywhere. So I was kind of cranking a little too hard there for a sec, but just go right up to that point. This is kind of a mix between a static and a dynamic stretch. But I always end with some kind of stretch or strength or both. And that is that. So great work today, and until next time.